This exercise was prepared for the Year 3 to Year 5 module heads to train them on how to tabulate the marks at the end of the exam. For the Excel exercise, 3 sets of dummy data were prepared beforehand. Please download this data into your computer before following the exercise below. We're trying to emulate a real exam. So in the real exam, we have the EMI, which constitutes of 30% of the marks, the OBA, another 30% of the marks, and the MEQ, modified essay questions, which constitute 40% of the marks. Okay. So usually, whenever we have the exam, the EMI and the OBA OMR forms are sent to the exam department for them to scan the OMR sheets. So the OMR sheets will be sent by email to us like this. So you can see here where they sent me the 2 reports, the EMI report and the OBA report. So the EMI report and the OBA report will look something like this. Okay. So this is a real OBA report as that was sent to me for the exam. Okay. So you can see here we have some problems here, because if we are going to merge the data set, we have to get rid of extraneous data. So first we're going to get rid of these 3 columns. Okay. Since the marks are out of 30%, the third column here is out of 30%. So we're going to get rid of the middle one. Okay. So here we're going to label it as EMI so that we know what it is. So before we start, first thing we should do is to sort the data. Okay. How to sort the data? We click on the we click on the left, on the left most button here, just between the 1 and A. You see triangle there, you click on that one. Okay, once you highlighted everything, then you click on data sort. So how are we going to sort it? We're going to sort it by the metric number. So we click metric number, we sort anything that looks like a number as a number, click OK. Okay. So before we start copying and pasting, we have to check the number. One thing you have to realize, students never write down the metric number properly. So here we can see that we have a problem. Okay. 2 students wrongly entered their metric number. So please make the necessary correction. So first we have to highlight these 2 cells, change the format into text format. Okay. Then we make the necessary changes, put a 0 in front, get rid of the 0 at the back. Same thing here, add a 0 in front, get rid of the 0 at the back. Okay. So now we have already corrected data. So again, if you already corrected data, please sort it again. So we're going to sort it again. Okay, by the metric number, click OK. So sort anything that looks like a number as a number, click OK. So everything is sorted again properly. Okay. So this is the EMI set. We are going to merge it with the OBA and MEQ. Okay, the one that was sent to us by email was the OBA and the EMI. So right now, the MEQ is the one we entered manually by ourselves. Okay, so let's have a look at the MEQ itself. So how does it look like? So if you look at the MEQ, the data looks like this. Okay, data looks like this. Okay, so to merge the 2 datasets together, we should sort the data first. So how to sort data? Click on the left side, sort. So we're going to sort by the metric number. Okay. Click OK. Click OK. Okay. When we click OK, everything has been sorted out nicely. Okay, so we have the student at the top, the other group of students at the bottom. Okay. So this one now matches the EMI dataset. So we click on the EMI dataset. Okay. So we highlight these two rows. Data, copy. Okay. Then we go back to the MEQ. We're going to take these two rows here. Then we're going to paste. Okay. Okay. So there's always a problem. The metric number for this column, the J column, may not match the metric number in the C column. So we should modify it. Okay. How do we modify it? First, we insert a cell here. Okay. Then we copy back this column, Ctrl C. Then copy back into here, Ctrl V. Okay. So we are going to create a situation where this J column minus the K column, then we get the answer. If the J column and the K column is the same, the answer should be 0. Here you have the word GP there. So we have to get rid of the GP. So what do? We highlight the whole column there. Control F. Replace what? First we're going to replace the P. We're going to replace the P. We replace it with nothing. Click replace all. All the P is gone. So now we're going to replace the G. Replace all. 29 replacement. Close. Okay, as you can see now, the left side and right side, they are both numbers. So if you have both numbers, you can minus this value against this value. So what you do, you click equals to this value minus this value, press enter. Okay, then you hold the bottom point on the bottom right point of the box on the cell, hold it down using the left mouse button, hold it all the way down. Okay. If the left side and the right side matches, then the difference will be 0. If you're happy, your data are correctly tabulated, save. Now let's get rid of these two columns. See the K and L we don't need anymore. Highlight, delete. So now we have only the EMI and the MEQ. So now let's do the same with the OBA. We don't need for the EMI. So let's change the OBA. The OBA again is the same situation. So get rid of the columns that you don't need. We don't need this column. Delete. Okay, so you have to delete the column. Okay, so now here is the OBA. This is the metric number. Again, please tabulate the marks before you merge the two data sets together. So first we're going to sort by the metric number. So we're going to sort by the metric number. Click OK. Okay, save. Oops. Save. Okay. So now we are already happy with this arrangement. Highlight the whole thing. Okay, again, just have a look at the G. Okay, everything is correct. There's no weird numbers there. Okay, So we go all the way down. Press Shift, okay, Control C. So now we're going to the MQ sheet again. We're going to Control V. Okay, so here we're going to repeat the exercise that we did earlier. Okay, since here only got the G and the P, so we're going to get rid of the G and the P. So Control F, replace. So we're going to get rid of all the G first, replace all. Then we're going to get rid of all the P. So replace all. Okay, close, save. Always keep saving the file. Okay, here we are going to insert another column. So here, what is what we want to do? Equals to this metric number minus this metric number. Press enter. Okay, we will pull it again all the way down. Okay, as you can see, it seems perfect, but suddenly we have some problem. Okay, so the earlier ones have got no problem, but here we start having problem. So what is the problem? The problem now, we have 147307. Okay, but the row is supposed to be 147308. So we will highlight this column. Sorry, we will highlight these rows. Control X, pull it down. We paste it at the bottom. Okay. So now let's see what's the problem. Okay, 147308 matches with this 147308. So we highlight this row, right click, delete, shift cells up, click OK. The whole thing goes up. Okay. So now let's check whether what we did is correct or not. So we select the earlier box, the one just above it. Again, we pull down all the way down till the end. Of course, the problem will get worse. Okay. Earlier, only a few cells were affected. Now, almost every cell below it is affected. Okay. This one matches. This one doesn't match. So we have 147317. So in fact, what happened? Our student forgot his 1. Okay. So he got his metric number wrong. So we will insert this column. Sorry, we will insert this row below. So now we have space here. So for 147317, we go down, pick up the 147307, click. We copy this file, we move this file from the bottom back to this area. Okay. We know the problem is the metric number was wrong. So we change back to 147317. So we will highlight these cells. Again, we pull down all the way down. Okay. So everything is okay until we get to this place. Again, we had an extra metric number here, 148066. It doesn't have a partner on the left side. 148098 is supposed to be here instead of the other one. So we highlight this row, cut it, move it to the bottom. Okay. So for this row, highlight the whole row, right click, delete, shift the cells up. Again, we repeat the same thing we did earlier. Pull it down, drag it down all the way. As expected, there are a lot of mismatches, but where the mismatch starts, that's where our wrong data was supposed to be. So you can see here 148.166, here is 148.202, doesn't match. So in fact our dataset 148.066 was supposed to be 148.166. So we highlight the whole row here. We shift this thing down. Okay. So we take back what we cut and paste earlier. We move it to the new row that is empty. Okay. So again, we will drag down the cells. Okay. As you can see here now, everything is 0. Oops, except for this one, because of the wrong metric number. Okay, so the metric number is supposed to be 166 instead of 066. Okay, so we have already corrected the data. The arrangement is now correct. The data belongs to the correct student. So everything that is extra, there's no need for us to include them. So we get rid of all these extra metric numbers. Delete. 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 Okay. So now we need to tabulate the marks. Here is 20, 20, 30, 30. So it should come up to 100. So use the formula equals to this plus this plus this plus this. Press enter. So now we have the total for the module at 57 marks. Again, we just pull down all the way down. Okay, beautiful. We have all the marks done. Finish already. Okay. These marks have to be uploaded into the SMPH. So what am I talking about? SMPH is Sistem Maklumat Pelajar. H stands for the word hospital. So it is a special module meant for Fakulti Perubatan and Fakulti Pergigian. So when we enter the marks, we use the system. So when we enter the system, you can see here we have the peperiksaan. Click on peperiksaan. We have the kemasukan, import markah, panduan import, and laporan mengikut modul. So we click on panduan import. As you can see here, for the table, for the data to be imported into the system, we need it in this format. The format is, it is basically a tab delimited text. We should have the metric number on the first column and only the final marks in the second column. So there's only 2 columns, nothing else. And it is only up to 2 decimal points. Okay, so now we have the final marks here. Now we just need to have the 2 columns, this column and this column. So what do? We copy this column first. Then we create a new file. Okay. So we paste the first column. We are following the instruction. First one metric, the second one is the module. Okay. So for the second column, this one has to be very careful. When you copy, we paste into the new file. We go to home first, paste special. Why special? Because we want only to paste the values only. We don't want the formula. Okay. So if we have the instruction is up to 2 decimal points, then you should copy and paste in 2 decimal points. Here for me, the mark it's not really a problem because the marks will continue. The marks were discrete in the first place. But if you want two continuous 2 decimal point, so you click format cells, number, change it to the 2 decimal places. Automatically the data will be in 2 decimal places. Okay. So remember, they want it to be saved as a tab delimited text. So you click, first you just save the normal save. Okay, we're just going to put it FF2613, save. Y2613, that's the name of the module. Okay, now file, save as, other formats. Select, okay, text, tab delimited. Okay, you can see here, text, tab delimited, save. Just click OK to everything. Yes, now you're done. So the file is here, the tab delimited file. So you have only 2 columns. The first column is your metric number, and the second column is your marks in 2 decimal point. Okay, so this is the one we are going to upload into the SMPH. Okay, let's upload into the SMPH. Right now we are at the SMPH. Here, this was the instruction about the format. Let's get out from here. Okay, so now we're going to enter the marks. So when we click enter the marks, we click kemasukan markah and import markah. And they will ask us for the type of the program. It is Perubatan Prasiswaza Year 2. This is for semester 1, 2015-2016. So when we click capai, they will, if this thing is enabled, they will show us the place for us to upload the file. Okay, but right now, as it is stated, they ask whether you want to input the marks. Okay, but when we click OK, they will say we are beyond the date, because of course this is not done during the proper time. But usually there's a special box that you click to upload the file. So what happens when you have already uploaded the file? You will click, you will generate the report by clicking on laporan mengikut module. So you have this laporan mengikut module. You can see the marks of the students here. Click on cetak, you can print out. Okay, so you can see here, this is the marks for the UKM program, and this is the marks for the AUCMS program. So what sort of marks should we send to the pejabat dekan? By right, you should only be sending in just the text file for them to upload into the SMPH. Personally, I would advise you for you to upload into the SMPH yourself, so that you can get the report as generated and check it against your own soft copy of the marks to make sure that the marks tally between your record and their record. Okay, so that is the best way. If the Dean's office insisted that you send in the marks, I suggest that you send in only the marks that they wanted. If it is the marks only, if they want the tabulate, the final marks, you send in only these marks. Okay, so that no changes can happen, nothing can be changed because somebody disturbed the formula of the sheet. If they want more than this, let's say you are in the clinical year, usually for the clinical you have theory and clinical, so they must pass both the theory and the clinical. Then you have the total marks, so you have the one column for theory, one column for clinical, and one column for the final marks. You can select all the sheet, right click, format cells. You can see there protection, set it as lock. Okay, you can see that lock, everything is locked. Okay, so you click on the protect sheet, it is under review, click protect sheet. Okay, you already select all the lock cell. They can select, but they can but they cannot make any changes to the mark. So what you do, you put in your password. Okay. So let's say you have a nice long password. Click OK. Okay, enter again to make sure you got the right number. Click OK. Okay, so now your sheet is protected, so that nobody in the dean's office can change your mark. See, I cannot change because it's protected. They can only look, but they cannot change. Okay, so send to the pejabat dekan if they still want the Excel sheet of the marks. You only send the protected sheet. Okay, with that, thank you very much for your kind attention.